Hey there, good evening. Welcome to the Perfect Woman Show. We are super excited that you're here, and just give us a moment as we allow for people to jump on, and Adi jumps on as well. I hope everyone had a great holiday. Great holiday. I cannot believe they have already come and gone from the new year, so they are not totally gone. Hey, Adi. Hey.
Hey.
I think we are sideways.
Yes, we are.
Can you see me sideways or upwards?
No, hold on a second.
Yay!
There we
There you
go.
go. Welcome. We will let.
Oh my gosh.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to breathe for a second.
Woosah.
Ooh. Ah.
I figured I'd put the headphones tonight, just that it's no background noise and totally clear. Because I know last week we were saying, I just want to make sure that you can clearly hear me. Okay. All good?
Yeah, all good.
All right.
Totally.
So I'm super excited.
So,
I know I already did a little intro, but I would love to hear. I can't believe holidays. I guess the first holiday's already kind of come and gone, and now we are here to the new year, just about.
well, really, we've had like two. Well, I mean, if you count Halloween, but like we've had two holidays: Thanksgiving, Christmas. Now we're hopping into New Year's. So
It is
big
flying.
things happening. Yep. And then finally, we'll be able to use our awesome planner for 2018. So that'll be exciting.
Yeah. So planning ahead for 2018 for big things and just to get organized and settled and kind of pre-planning, which is awesome.
Totally. So you and I have not really chatted or texted or spoken or anything. So I'm
This is
excited to hear
exciting.
how your week was before we, hop in to our
Yeah.
topic tonight.
So short and sweet of it, we had a very overly relaxing week, which is great. I know it's hard for me to just totally relax and unwind. So it was very nice. I just actually sprinted back here from dropping my mother-in-law off, Margaret, which we had a great week. And she invited her best friend, Rosa. So it was a fun-filled week. And it's actually good sometimes when we don't message so we can actually be true updates of
Oh
what's
my God,
happening.
yeah. Exactly, yeah.
So we just dropped her off. She had a 2-hour delay. So we were able to get her over there to the airport and praying that she is going to be, off and running by hopefully 10 o'clock back to Florida. So yeah, lots of good
Awesome.
stuff that I learned, which I'm going to share throughout the show, but I'm
I
super
can't wait.
stoked.
I can't wait. And I just saw Trisha hopped on. Hi,
Hey
Trisha.
there.
So yeah, I mean, that sounds like you had a full week, a full relaxing, family
Mm-hmm.
fun, chill week, which I feel like the holidays should be all about that. It should be
Right.
obviously about love and togetherness, but it should be about taking that relaxed time. Hey Trish.
Hey,
So yeah, I mean, tonight we're
what are you guys
what
up
was
to?
I gonna
I'm
say?
curious what you guys, short and sweet of what you guys have been up to for the holiday break.
Short and sweet of what we were up to. So we also had a really relaxing time. I feel like whenever I went back to work on Wednesday, I was still in holiday mode.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really difficult for me to get back to work, even though, I mean, I was working from home, but still, it was working from home with the kids. So it was
It's a lot.
doing that double duty of momming and working and all that fun stuff. But I mean, the holidays were great. Christmas was great, and it was just great to have that downtime, super concentrated, lovey downtime with the family.
Mm-hmm.
So I was really happy about that. But yeah, I'm excited too to share about the topic
I
tonight. And
know.
I know we've really been kind of figuring out what we feel the topic is to
Mm-hmm.
us. So we're excited to hear from the ladies who are hopping on as far as, what we're talking about. So what are we talking about?
I feel like we need a drum roll. My whole desk is vibrating. So before we get in, just if you are new to the show, this is the Perfect Woman Show. I'm Jena Vargas, and you are.
I'm Audie Quinones.
And tonight we're going to talk about housemaking is more than housekeeping. So like Adi said, you know, as we reflect and kind of think about the topic in advance, and we have discussion and back and forth of what that means to us, we're kind of go through a little bit more into like our lives and how that transforms into like day to day and some ideas and examples.
Yeah.
So as far as, let me just see here, do you want to start out before we dive in and hear from the ladies as far as maybe they can start out with commenting, and then we'll dive into our perfectly imperfect, which I know is always fun for us. But if you ladies want to comment down below, what does that mean to you? What does housemaking versus housekeeping mean? Is there like a direct thing that maybe you want them to comment, Adi, on?
I think it's just that. I think it's just, you know, what do they feel? Because, you know, I was thinking what was it? I was kind of going back to one of our previous episodes where we were talking about, you know, like loving your spouse and, you know, nurturing that relationship. And I enjoyed obviously the chat, but I also kind of thought to myself, like, gosh, I don't want the ladies to feel like, you know, we're taking a throwback and like going back to those June Cleaver days where it's just like us as women put all the pressure on ourselves to be perfect, to, you know, be this perfect woman for our spouses. So I think in that, I also want to make sure, I guess I'm kind of saying a disclaimer, like in no way when we're talking about homemaking versus housekeeping are we trying to say these are the things that you must do, you know, to make your home this perfect magazine cover home essence and environment and whatever. So I think overall, when we're chatting about homemaking versus housekeeping, yeah, I'd love to hear from the ladies as far as what they do, you know, to create that environment for their loved ones or for their guests that are coming in, compared to, you know, that housekeeping side. So that's what I would love to hear.
And just a heads up, ladies, like this is Adi's forte, and this is something that I'm totally learning about and exploring and researching. So like when I tell you I'm like a true, more of the business woman, that I'm looking for my wife in the house and I'm like, where is she at? And Adi's like, hello, girlfriend, you are the wife. So just like I am taking full ownership. I think that's part of like 2018 is like just totally owning the house side of things, which I'm excited about. I've already like proactively started in 2017. So like,
but you know, like you have done an exceptional job of being able to carry, you know, just like a lot of women and like myself, you know, carry that career woman, carry the wife role, carry that mom role, and you've been able to really do it, you know, with it's, I'm sure you feel like it's kind of an uphill climb for you, but you're able to do it.
It's gotten better.
And you're willing.
But I don't want people to feel like if they're off the you know, if they feel kind of off the train tracks, I guess that's the best example. Off.
We always use that example of off the boat.
Okay.
You're either on the boat
or you're so
off.
like you have to decide to like own it, and like we're totally here about like brainstorming and like what we've tried or what has worked for us or maybe like what hasn't worked as well. Just like a totally like have an open discussion and bounce ideas. I think that's what women are so great about, collaborating, community, and just kind of getting ideas out there, because what works for somebody else is like, oh my gosh, I never even thought of that until we had this discussion. So I think this is going to be great.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. So Trisha just wrote in, she said, making sure I remember to live in the moment with my kiddos and family and not worry. And absolutely, about the details, although important to me. Yeah. And I think that's what it is. It's just, when we think about like, okay, like for me, for instance, I have gotten really good at seeing the chaos, like the toys and the stuff. Like, I'm going to show you, this is my, can you
flip it?
Like, I'm going to flip it, ladies, because this is real life. How do I flip? See, this is not my forte. This is
There's the little camera guy with the arrows. The little camera on the bottom. Do you see that? Or do I just see that?
No, you just see that, honey.
On your screen, there should be like when you're taking a photo and you want to get like the other angle.
Yeah, I know. I don't
You
have
don't have
that.
that.
Well, that's okay. This
Just
is what
flip the
I'm going to do.
camera.
Look at
Yeah,
this.
just go like
Look
that.
at this.
Are you freaking out? Are you
Hello.
freaking out?
Look at that. Look at that. I mean, good golly, Miss Molly. That for the old Audie, I would have been like, Jenna, we can't do the show tonight.
Which reminds me, you're gonna have to. I'm gonna grab my charger because I don't want the phone to die. So let me just while you keep
Okay.
talking about
Yep, I'm gonna cat and you go do your thing.
1 second.
So yeah, like normally that would drive me insane. However, I'm getting a lot better and I'm recognizing that the mess, yes, real life, Trish, the mess will be there. It is so important to spend time with my family, with my kids, because, yes, I teach them how to clean their rooms and they do that and stuff, although this is my toddler's room and she's still learning, but it's just like staying in the moment and recognizing that, at the end of the day, when my kids are older, I want them to feel that sense of homemaking on my end as far as creating that nurturing environment,
Right.
which also ties into our last week's show talking about nurturing the next generation. I don't want my kids' memory of me to be, well, mom was always cleaning and she
Breaking
never
out.
spent time with me. Yeah. I want them to be like, well, mom was with us and, all that. So totally on your same page, Trish, on your same page, Jenna. Totally.
Yay.
Yeah, I'm just reading what Trish wrote. Being a single mom, she feels the responsibility of having to do it all the time and making sure that she lives up to the standards. And that is, I mean, I could imagine that that's hard because you are mom and dad, you have to be able to nurture them, like especially Trish has a son, so being able to nurture him as a father would nurture him, but also as a mother would nurture. So could imagine that that's difficult when you're thinking of,
Full time.
that home side, that full time, but it's like thinking of that homemaking side, you want to create that environment, for your kids, and it's difficult because you're playing two roles in one person, so on top of working and whatever else is going on in life.
And there's no checking out or off button or mama's timeout.
Nope.
I'm like,
never.
Peyton put me in timeout today. I'm like, mama needs a timeout and don't you come in before it's 5 minutes. Yeah.
That would be perfect if my kids put me in a timeout. I'd be like, okay, I will take that timeout and I will run with it. And I will take an extended timeout.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Sometimes we need it. Faux show.
Yeah. Faux show. So where are we at here?
Tell me, girlfriend. So I know we want to talk about the differences. So let's give a little, I feel like you'd be a great person to give a breakdown synopsis of like the big differences, I guess, or like highlights between housemaking versus what we mean by housekeeping. Educate me.
Okay. All right. So this is what I think as far as house or homemaking would be. So for me, homemaking, like again, right now I'm in a transition because, we moved into the house and stuff. So it's just like creating that environment, and you're going to be experiencing this again because, soon you guys are going to be moving. And it's just like creating that environment for everyone to feel comfortable, especially the children, because it's a new space. So for me, when I think of being a homemaker, I think of somebody who, like a woman who creates that environment for their family to be comfortable, for the guests to be like, wow, it's so peaceful in your home. I personally think prayer has a lot to do with creating that environment and just like kind of creating an atmosphere of like love and of peace. So that way, whenever, you guys as a family are settling into the home and then guests are coming in, they're feeling that sense of peace that I feel ties in deeply to what being a homemaker is. Also, again, too, like, and I know this is, I never want to sound sexist, but I mean, we're directing our platform towards women. So, decorating, like, like over the weekend or Tuesday, I was all excited because I had like gotten some new bath mats and shower curtain from my bathroom upstairs and stuff. So it's like those little things, of a lot of times, us as women, we care about and we think about. So I think that that definitely ties in to being a good like homemaker, because you're in those hand towels, or in the candles that you choose, that all plays a role as far as like making a cozy environment for those that are entering in. Housekeeping, go
Real
ahead.
quick, does it at 32, it's taken me until now to realize what that can do for you. Doing a little bit of decor decoration or lighting a candle while
Mhm.
I'm working from home, just the little things. Or you said like having like, I've always had little like matching towels and things in the bathroom, but I mean, I think more or less just adding a little bit of love and touch into the home environment, like you're saying, makes a world of a difference.
Yeah.
And everyone that enters,
Yeah.
whether they're a family member or a guest, they will typically they'll compliment or give feedback of like, oh wow, it's very like pleasant and very
Yeah.
calming kind of environment.
Yeah. And doesn't it make you feel good too? Because like I know like you love the fresh flowers as I do in the
Mm-hmm.
house, and that's something that like I have loved flesh. I have loved fresh flowers, not flesh
Been a
flowers.
long
That'd be
week.
weird. Long week.
Flesh flowers,
Flesh
100% flesh.
100% organic, fresh
100. This doesn't look good. 100. 100.
100% flesh flowers, please. Um, Friday. Is
Is
it
it
Friday
Friday?
yet?
Not yet. And I was like, oh my God, we totally were so excited about tonight's topic that we jumped over our perfectly imperfect, which I know we're going to get to. But
We will. Oh my God. Do you know what I've been telling myself? I'm like, you know what? Forget it all. It's the end of the year.
mm,
It is just time. That must be in the organic aisle. Flesh flowers.
flesh
Yeah,
flowers.
totally organic.
And total side
We don't
note,
discriminate.
Margaret just texted me, said her
Yeah.
flight's now delayed till 11. So I'm like, oh my Lord, have mercy. And I just dropped her off. And
Yeah.
poor thing.
Oh my God. She is going to be just hanging out in the airport. Oh,
So hopefully you're
that's the worst.
watching. Shout out to my mother-in-law, Margaret.
Aw.
She's too sweet.
Kate Nicodemo hopped on. Hey,
Hey,
Kate.
hey.
Um, Kate is my fiery redhead friend. Love you, girl. So yeah, Kate, real quick, we're talking about homemaking is more than housekeeping, and we were just getting a little crazy with what we were chatting about. So yeah, back to the whole fresh flowers. Those little details mean so much, even to like, I don't know, for me, like I've just recently realized this sounds so stupid, but I told Davey, I was just like, I'm gonna start decorating for like the holiday time. Like I always decorate for like the main ones, but like for Valentine's Day right now in
Mm.
the stores, like there's Valentine's stuff, and I'm like, people, I haven't even gotten through freaking
I
Christmas.
know.
Like, simmer down, simmer
Too
down,
fast forward. Yeah.
super. So yeah, I'm like, but I think I'm gonna buy like Valentine's Day towels. I'm gonna
That
do
would be
it.
fun. I'm sure at the
I'm gonna
dollar
do it.
store you can get something. I feel like you're the dollar store queen. You find
I know,
everything
but
there.
I do. But now that I'm turning over a new leaf
Turning.
and getting a little bit better with
Turning
quality,
it over.
um, I'm trying to, steer away
But I mean, for
and
those
go
little
towards
things, you don't want to spend an arm and a leg, but maybe like Target's dollar section or something would be fun to like
oh,
find a few little
definitely.
guys. And the kids would love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna invest in that portion. I'm gonna invest. So yes, we did hop over our perfectly imperfect highlight lowlights. So should we like dive into that? I always love hearing
We're
those.
gonna
I got a good one.
rewind. I guess do you want me to start because I have my two, like my highlight and my low
Yeah, go
light.
ahead.
And
Fire away.
I will keep focused here. So my
All right.
highlight, well, I think I'm gonna start with my low light so we can end on a good note. While Margaret and Rosa were here this week, so that's my mother-in-law and her best friend, we had a great time. probably not long enough, but a great time. And I was able to learn a lot from both of them um, on the house making side of things. Everything from cooking to what I use in the washer and dryer, things that I guess I didn't even think were that important. So one of the did you know, Adi, I guess my low light was I have not been washing as thoroughly as possible our rice and our beans, that there could be worms in your beans and there can be rocks and some other jazz in your rice.
I did know
Okay.
that.
So that was eye-opening. Thankfully, we did not have worms and many rocks, but I'm even learning how to do the dry beans, which was like a big hurdle.
Oh.
And she even asked,
and you soaked them?
And we soaked them, we washed them,
Mm-hmm.
we cooked them.
Wow.
Like stuff was happening over here at the Vargas household.
Super.
So that turned from like a low light to a highlight. So at least hopefully my family is not infested with any worms or rocks from previous. But moving forward, it's going to be less processed cans. So that's good news. Then my highlight, my perfect lady highlight for the week was this week. I would consider it like my wife / mom boot camp from my mother-in-law and her best friend. Like everything from the kitchen to the laundries. I learned about the softeners and the importance of that and brightening your whites. So we got me all hooked up with that. And
did they kick you on to Suavitel?
Suavitel in a yellow bottle. I'm like, who am I?
That's what I use.
She's like,
I love it.
Yeah, she's like, if they have it, this is the one. So, and I'm sure, I don't even know what the price was. I was just so excited that this was happening. So I learned like different Spanish meals and how to make sofrito. So I have homemade sofrito in the refrigerator and all kinds of other jazz. Did they make that? Girl, I am all riced out for the year. Like PJ and I are like, oh my God, we can't even suck our stomachs in. Like we are riced out, but we learned a lot and how to be the most like raw and natural and all of that as much as you can be with those kind of foods. But either way, and Margaret had got me this Puerto Rican cooking book. So we have all like the sauces and the different ways to try things. Again, just sprinkling it in, but still eating healthy, but like just having a little fun and flavor. So I want to hear from you. What's your perfectly imperfect highlight and low light?
So before I hop into mine, I want to welcome Nancy, my love.
Aww.
I love Nancy. She is she's my partner in the children's ministry at church. So I want to say hi, Nancy.
Hey. I'm glad you can see because I have to like press these buttons to see people. So I'm glad you can see them.
Oh, really? Yeah. So yeah, every time we're hopping on. So yeah, tonight, just for those that are hopping on, we are talking about homemaking is more than housekeeping. So my highlight is the fact that I think I have two low light / highlights. So my first low light / highlight is the fact that I have eaten like total garbage over the holidays. Juliana's watching.
Hey.
So total garbage over the holidays, as I'm assuming a lot of us have. Yes, and total garbage meaning like candies, lots of white rice, like
cake, some wine.
Cake. I haven't done the wine yet because we were on antibiotics for 4 freaking days, so I couldn't even have any of that awesomeness. So the low light, which turned into a highlight, was just the recognition that I was becoming a little gluttonous. And pizza and wine.
I was going to ask if anyone's having what they've been eating.
Ladies, please make me feel better. Make us feel better. What are some other indulgences that you have been overdoing on the holidays?
Yeah. We always make that exception, I feel like. Yeah, for the holidays. And then we got to get back on it.
Yeah, that's okay. That's cool. Because like we had a holiday party at my job and I had like 5 plates of food in front of me. They were good. Like it was like hummus, veggies, but there was like a lot of cookies and just whatever. So that low light was the terrible eating, which then turned into a highlight because today I feel so much better. I felt like straight up junk yesterday and I feel so much better. and was just really mindful about what I was eating and just trying to like kickstart for January because Davey and I will be back on track
Hmm.
with our paleo and like all that good stuff. Doing a lot more baking with our paleo ingredients. Now that we're settled into the house. But so yeah, that was my first highlight slash, well, no, that was my first low light slash highlight. And then the other one was, I don't know if you ladies, yeah, rice and pastela. I had a pastela too from my grandmother Trisha, and it was amazing, but no more, no more.
Margaret and I were
Um,
like, the pastele, like that's like the next level that I don't know that we're there yet. So
I my grandmother makes them
so good.
and like yeah, it was really good, but it's just like I've got to be done. Like my stomach and my jeans need a
Yeah.
break.
I'm like, it's
Like a
stretch pants
serious
kind of
break.
season. Hey, Nikki, thanks for
Yeah.
jumping on.
Like
For
yeah.
sure.
So like okay, we got pause. The other low light was today. Again, I don't know if you ladies were able to hop on to the PWS, the Perfect Woman Society page, but I had posted a picture of my disaster earlier today. Um, Ooh, vegetable chicken soup from scratch. That sounds good. Nancy, are you sick? Is that why you made soup? Or is that just because you wanted it? Just curious. Um, but yeah, so that disaster, so what happened
What
was
happened?
that I wanted to make this awesome smoothie with spinach and blueberries, bananas, like all that good stuff because I was doing really good today. And the entire, like, I don't know what happened. I guess it was like the bottom part wasn't locked in all the way. And then whenever it started blending, like the stuff
I
started
saw
just
that.
flying out.
That's nuts.
And then when I took it off, like when I took the blender off,
It just
the
like,
entire bottom of the blender just went away, basically. And all of the blended smoothie just fell on the
I would have been
counter,
like,
on the couch.
no, save it.
I was. And I'm like, my kids, they're home for the winter break or whatever. So they're in the living room and I'm in the kitchen and I'm just like, no, like screaming. And
There's
I
no
was making
backup
this movie for
plan.
I was making this movie for me and Elijah and I was like, well, we'll have to do that later. So it was terrible and it was such a disaster to clean up. I definitely used every single one of my hand towels in the kitchen because it was just a green smoothie mess. And then when I went to go try to do it a second time because I thought that I had fixed the problem, I did it and then it happened again.
You're like,
So, but
what?
thankfully nothing was blended.
Right.
It was just like the milk started pouring out, so whatever. So that was a low light, which
I'm
I
like,
wanted to be.
are you still in your low
I
light?
wanted
It's been a
it
low
was,
week.
but then the highlight, I could say that my husband fixed it. But the fact of the matter is that in doing that does tie into our topic because I'm going to tell you why. Because I was trying in making that smoothie. I was trying to be a homemaker and create something for my son that was healthy, for me that was
Hmm.
healthy, and create this good, healthy, yummy smoothie. Um, oh, an
Do you see
omega
that from
juicer.
Nikki?
No,
Omega
yeah.
8006 juicer.
Hold on. My little bug wants to come in.
Yeah,
Hold
that's what I was
on.
going to recommend, Nikki. It sounds like she may need a new device. So if anyone is looking
Yeah.
for, we'll take recommendations down below. I do like the NutriBullet and or what the heck? I feel like yours is kind of like a NutriBullet
We
ninja thing.
had one of those and we just like wore it out
Oh,
completely.
yeah, we had to get
So then
another
I
one
just
when it
Yeah,
wears
so
out.
then I just got a blender, like just a straight up plain blender.
Right.
And I'm just like, oh my God. So that was a low light, which I wanted to be a great
Highlight.
highlight.
It
So
happens
it
to all of us.
wasn't.
Yeah.
But I was trying to be a good homemaker and create something sweet for my son and for me. But then it turned into a housekeeping because then I had to clean up the darn mess. And that was no fun.
No está bueno.
So, nope, sure wasn't. Sure wasn't. So, yeah. What else we got on the agenda?
So what do we have?
I'm loving the comments. Oh, look, somebody wants to say
Hi,
hi.
Miss Olivia.
Oh, Juliana just got a crock pot. We're finally moving up in the dinner
Whoop, whoop.
in the dinner ready process. No more Chinese.
That's good. I need to learn how to make things in that. I guess the crock pot is the slow cooker that is not going to turn into stew. Like I know they have all these awesome recipes that I totally need to just like, because you're going to save a lot of time with that sucker, right?
Yeah. Yes. Homemade gummies. What is that? Please explain.
I feel like I have to Google that.
Still homemaking, because homemade gummies, that's all about that coziness factor, creating a good environment for your family.
We'd love to hear what you ladies are up to and thinking, because everybody brings great ideas to the table. It's whether we want to share them or not is the other thing.
I feel like we're pretty transparent, though. We like sharing.
Well, we do. It's just whether other people want to maybe chime in or not,
Oh, yeah.
We're just setting the table for you to pop those questions, comments down below. Hey, Livy.
Hi, I'm pumpkin.
Hold on, I'm trying to go down for her, but it's not working in my favor. You're Princess what?
Princess Olivia Barbie.
Princess Olivia Barbie, she said. Oh my God. All right. So what else do we have? We are talking about.
So you were breaking it down for us to get back on where we, as far as agenda wise, you were talking about what homemaking is versus housekeeping. And I'm hoping on the title I didn't put housemaking versus housekeeping. I don't know. But hopefully I was rushing to type it that I'm hoping I got it right. But we'll see. My kids call them gummies. I have not made them, but wanted to see if anyone else did. Would love to hear if anyone else has. Hey, girl, I want to see if anyone else has maybe made gummies. I'll have to Google that, Nikki.
Oh, you know what? If Kate is still watching, I know that she has made fruit leather. I know she's done that before, so that might be something if she wants to comment.
Hey, Kayla, thanks for jumping on. That's my cousin. I think you're in New York now, from PA to New York. So whoop, whoop. Hopefully you're all settled in.
Libby, can you get down so Mommy can do this?
Peyton is snoozing. She had a long day. So she is not joining the show tonight. Not that we did a whole lot, but she just was staying active. She drew Olivia some pictures, and she was, keeping active.
Libby was asking for Peyton earlier because she has her new tutu on, so she said that Peyton was her ballerina friend. So she misses her buddy, right?
Yeah, my purple. My baby Kara all the time.
Baby Kara all the time.
So Peyton wanted to name her baby Kara too. So we have both baby Karas.
Oh yeah,
baby alive. It's so sweet.
Oh my God.
So I would love to hear from you, Audie, if you want to just give our viewers, our ladies, a little rundown where we left off with the differences of when we say homemaking versus housekeeping. Maybe we just kind of go right into, you talked about, what did you call it? The explanation of more or less what we mean by homemaking versus housekeeping. But I didn't know if you wanted to dive and continue on or add anything else on kind of the highlight breakdown between the two.
I think housekeeping, I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory.
She names her Kara too.
Everybody names. Yeah, that's so funny. I feel like housekeeping is pretty self-explanatory, and it's just a matter, I feel like, whether it's in a partnership with a husband and a wife, a relationship, or if you are a single parent, it doesn't matter. But it's just all a matter of, here, hold on one second.
So I'm almost when we say homemaking, I know we kind of went through more or less what that means to each of us. And maybe we want to give a rundown of outside of just the housekeeping and keeping the house clean and the, kids fed, if there's other areas. Is that what you were thinking? Maybe we can give a little bit more in-depth examples or ways that we can. I wanted to grab that little schedule.
I think I feel the schedule.
I'm gonna grab that.
Okay. I feel like when we're talking about, just the homemaking aspect, like what I was saying before, and I know some ladies have recently hopped on, but I think it's just a matter of, recognizing that as a woman, we I think are natural multitaskers, like pretty good at it. And so it's just a matter of getting the organization down. And I know for 2007 or 2018, that's going to be a huge thing for people is that home organization, life organization. Because like I feel for 2018 and for any upcoming year, it's like it's almost like a new chapter,
right?
Or like a fresh start.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I think definitely like the homemaking / housekeeping ties into like this new year that we're about to come into 2018 because it's a fresh start to be able to kind of like, okay, say 2017 is basically done, and reflect on what you've accomplished, but also say, okay, this is what I want to work on for 2018 within whatever your definition of being a homemaker / housekeeper is. And then of course, if you have, somebody that can be alongside you in that aspect, then definitely you guys, a husband and wife or in a relationship or whatever, or a single parent and you have children, it doesn't matter. It's just all about how can you kickstart that homemaking process to then bring in your family to continue it. And then also, especially if there are children, like I know for me, what we were talking about earlier, of course, I feel like for everybody, it's important to maintain a clean and tidy home, but I think it's really important to ensure that our children see that, so that way whenever they have their own spaces and their own homes and also their current bedrooms, that they're keeping it neat and tidy too. So that is a housekeeping aspect. But I also feel like it's important for the homemaking aspect to always ensure that the environment is welcoming. It's, like I was saying before, cozy. I love going into people's houses that, when you walk in the door, you just feel that sense of love. Like they really care and they're intentional about what kind of space they've created.
Right.
Like for instance, for New Year's Eve now, we're going to be hosting, people from our church. We were going to do like a kind of like a New Year's Eve get together at church. And so now it's transitioned and it's going to actually be at our house, which I'm really excited about. That just kind of happened today or this evening. So it'll give me that opportunity because of course I'm really enjoying shopping for the house. It'll give me that opportunity to even like step it up a notch and like create that homemaking aspect. So, and I think that wasn't too long-winded.
No, that was good. And I think when you have more individuals that are part of the household, that you need to stay organized. What we just got on Amazon to keep everyone on the same page is like color coordinated, and you have like your magnetic calendar for the refrigerator, which has been awesome. So whether you want to use it on your phone, a calendar from your phone, or like an actual manual written book. But this is great for everyone to see. And you can either like color coordinate it, different schedules and activities. So depending on how many people are involved, it just gets obviously a little bit more challenging, but it's a great way to communicate with everybody. And the other cool thing is this, I thought you would like, Audie. It's like a little shopping list, and then you can transfer it over to your phone and just like add things as you go with the little markers. And it was like $9 for this whole thing.
Did that come with the calendar thing?
All together.
I love that.
I was going to ask my sister, and I figured, I don't even know if I sent you a picture of it. Oh, yeah, I did. I said, like, you could appreciate this. And, like, the fun little, I think they have magnets on them for the refrigerator. I didn't even know that. We just got it yesterday. So I'm like, because the one from Target just totally fell off the fridge and it got damaged. So I returned that and got this little guy.
I love that.
So I thought that was fun.
Good.
Just to keep everyone, like, on the same page in general. Yep. And maybe even like a chores list would be fun. Something I just thought of. In addition to that, that's not on
something
that.
Else.
So.
Something else to add on. Well, yeah, and I think that's the thing. It's just like, our dry erase board that's on our fridge. It's not, it's just got the calendar. So it's not as nifty as that cool one that you have with the shopping. So I might have to look for that on Amazon.
Yep.
But I think that's it. It's just, Hi, Tammy.
Thanks for
Tammy
jumping
is my
on.
mom's dearest friend from Florida. I have
Aw.
known Tammy since I was a little kid. I've probably known her since like Javen is 9. I think like probably around that time or a little bit before. So
Aw.
Tammy is a doll. But yeah, so tonight, just for again, for those that are hopping on, we're talking about homemaking is more than just housekeeping, and we'd love to hear more comments. Juliana said she needs that for her fridge. Yes, I truly believe that everybody needs some kind of a planner. I think, a lot of people use like the phones and stuff, but I need the visual in order to help me just like be that homemaker that I want to be because the calendar ties into that. Is Peyton awake?
Yes.
Hi, Peyton.
What is that face? That-
But I think it just all ties into just like that homemaker and I always use the calendar as like, listen, it's on the calendar, so everybody should know what's
Right.
going on.
Right.
So it makes a huge difference with this kind of like organization and being accountable.
Right.
So yeah.
And some of the other things that I was going to mention, okay, one second.
Go ahead. Do your
Give
thing.
me a second.
So just to add on to what we're talking about, Tammy's saying she's got a paper planner. I love the paper planners. Jenna and I we just got this one in the mail a couple weeks ago. It's a little bit pricey, but we're excited to use it for the year 2018. But I think any planner is good. Which one? We're doing dual roles of being our Perfect Woman Society host, but also moms. So I'm taking care of Olivia while Jenna's taking care of Peyton. But I love the planners, and I feel like I've always done the paper planner, and I have one, and I've got the one in the fridge. So I feel like I'm super organized. But I think whenever we are, again, just kind of like thinking about 2017 and reflecting on what that year meant to everybody and what, potentially was a high and potentially a low for that year. I know we're kind of going away from the topic, but I think it's fitting to chat about how, if you're a phone person, Google Calendar is so great. Yep, Google Calendar is great, but I love the bigger aspect. I like the calendar. I have that calendar on my phone, but I like the bigger aspect to like really see it. Jen, I was just kind of like inviting them to share some highs and lows of the year. I know that we've started doing, which one? I know we've started, doing this perfectly imperfect highlight and low light, which I know we love. And I love hearing the ladies chime in on their highlights,
I
lowlights.
totally want to hear from them too.
Yeah, but I was just kind of saying, I feel like it's fitting because we're at the year end of 2017,
Right.
and maybe we want to share what is like one big highlight of 2017 and a potential like not so great or like a low light that maybe we want to work on towards 2018.
Okay.
So totally would love to hear from the ladies if they're willing to share. I can start. 2017 was a really great year and was filled with a whole lot of growth, personal growth for me, and just kind of like, I think I more so learned my self-worth, especially like in my career and, what type of woman I wanted to be or want to be. So a highlight for me is definitely that, just recognizing my own self-worth, purchasing, selling and purchasing another home. That was obviously a big deal for my family. But as an individual, I think that self-growth more than I don't want to say more than anything, but like, it's just it's profound, you know what I mean? To finally like understand yourself and like get your groove, you know what I mean? And really just like ride that awesome wave. And that is why Jenna and I created Perfect Woman Society, because we totally tapped into our strengths and recognized our self-worth and thought, you know what, it's time we're going to do this.
We kept putting it off for
So
a while, and we were like, we just need to do it. We just need to do it and
We
bring
did.
it to this platform. Yeah.
We did. So like that was a total highlight and you know, a low light for me. I think a low light, I don't know, I have to think about it. The 2017 was a pretty good year, but I'll think about my low light. If Jenna wants to share maybe like an overall highlight, or if any of the other ladies want to share.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from you all, but in the meantime, I'd be happy to share to get the juices going. I was thinking like tonight's topic is like, I know I keep saying like, I think I'm just nervous because this is like a hot topic for me, but 2017 literally came and went. It has flown by. Yeah. And I think sometimes just for my own personal like motivation, sometimes I overwhelm myself of like our capabilities that we can do not only as like women, but professionals and moms. So a lot of times I talk myself out of things because I know how overwhelming they can be. Definitely when it comes to like work and stuff. But I would definitely say for not so much highlight and lowlight, but just a great thing that I'm looking forward to in 2018 is to be as successful in the home as I am in the business world. So for me, that's with the housemaking piece of things, it's not only keeping our house, you know, clean and food on the table, but I wrote down a few things like keeping it organized and hostessing, you know, being a great host, preparing yummy meals and like totally just having stuff on the calendar ahead of time so I know what I'm making and what ingredients I need, budgeting and finances. So making sure not only that we're going to be debt free, but that every month we're paying, you know, bills on time and I'm the administrative person keeping that together. So in every household, it might be a little bit different of who, you know, if you're designated to do that or somebody else is, but definitely just owning whatever it is that you want to do for 2018 and totally going with it. And then just definitely dehoarding and decluttering your space makes you feel so much better. I know I have totally just like, we have like this in our apartment condo building, like this chute. And I know I told you about this, Audie, like you could just throw garbage. I literally just like read these different books and I was like, I am so ready to get rid of a bunch of crap and toys that I just started throwing stuff down the chute. Like I couldn't even wait to give them away or sell them. I was just like over it. And we are all about decluttering and dehoarding. So like 2018 is, you know, just being the best that I can be in the house. Because I know I do fantastic when I set my mind to like the business world, but now I'm trying to just set my mind and focus to my family, you know, and preparing loving meals with love in addition to all of the other great things that we, you know, aspects of being a woman, a wife, and a mom.
Not just meals for survival, right? It's meals with love.
Meals with love.
Meals with love.
My husband can feel the difference. And I think,
you know what? You know, and you're right, because it's like we're reflecting on 2017, but definitely thinking forward because, you know, 2017 is about to be in the past and it's great to talk about those highlights, lowlights. And I love Juliana's. She definitely had a great year. She had another baby, which is awesome. Go ask Daddy. Hold on one second. But I think that's the key is just like thinking about go tell Daddy, go downstairs. Just kind of talking about 2017 or 2018. I know for me, I'm right there with the other ladies as far as the finances. My husband and I are excited because with selling and purchasing, you know, a new house, it did come with a perk as far as, you know, being able to pay off some things, but just focusing on that snowball method of financial freedom. And that is what I'm calling, and I am proclaiming 2018 to be financially free. Meaning reduction of debt. I think that's something that like a lot of people, you know, like probably majority of the United States, I'm going to just say that, even though I've never done a study or
I think the average is like, I looked it up before. It's like 13,000, I think 12 or 13 is like the American average of household debt, something like that.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing. It's just like, focusing on that and being able to make that a priority for 2018. In addition, on my end, even though I know earlier, like in the topic or the start of the show, Jenna was saying how like this is more so a strength as far as homemaking and housekeeping. Great. Downstairs. Chelsea's downstairs. Go get her. Or tell Daddy to put it on. But I think for me, I want to be better in that homemaking, housekeeping aspect because, again, like I can, throw on a candle, I can have flowers on my table or whatever, but it's like still like focusing on that aspect of making the home even more like cozy, quaint, inviting, and really investing in the space that we're living in as opposed to just like living in it,
Right.
So that's definitely something that I want to do and I want to get better at too for 2018, in addition to so many other things. So many other things as far as like things that are going to stretch me and stretch my skill sets. So I'm really excited to kind of like embark on all of that. Trish is feeling a bit sick. Hopefully, Trish, you can get past all that. I have some natural home remedies. If you want to hear any of them, let me know. What else? I mean, honestly, I feel like this has been such an amazing show. Topic number 4 has been successful. Thank you, ladies. And if anybody else wants to comment, we're totally down to hear it and chat about it. But I'm just trying to think. I think we hit all the topics, right?
I believe so.
We hit all the points. We did.
Hey, Emily, thanks for jumping on. We're just kind of wrapping up here.
So just to give you guys some insider info, January, we're going to continue. We have dedicated ourselves for the month of December every Thursday night at 8 p.m. to share, laugh, chat, invite other ladies, and it has been so much fun. Wouldn't you agree?
I would totally agree and hope you all do as well. We had one person comment down below about they took the Dave Ramsey Financial Peace University course, which I've heard about. It helped her become financially free. She said, I do not own a credit card. If I don't have an account, I don't buy it. Yeah. No, that's a great concept to live by. Absolutely.
Yes, this Financial Peace Universe. I'm going to have to look into that. But yeah, I mean, for January, we're going to continue Thursday nights. So hopefully you guys that are hopping on will continue hopping on, continue sharing, will invite your friends.
It seems to be like a good time, right? It seems to be like a good, sorry to cut you off. It seems to be, 8 o'clock seems to be good.
I think Thursday, I mean, I know for us personally, Thursday, 8 o'clock is good, but I feel like 8 o'clock is just like a good time. It's a wind down time. So it is, whether you do have small children, that's usually like that wind down time in the evening.
Go get it.
So that way it's a good time to hop on and really just like take that time. Us as women, I feel like it is so important. And previously, whenever Jen and I were doing the daily posts on the Perfect Woman Society Facebook page, we were talking about that self-care aspect. And again, I feel like I can probably tie in this homemaking topic into a lot of different things on that wheel. What was
Wheel
that?
Of
like
life.
The wheel of life.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, like to me, that homemaker aspect is okay, I'll have to look into that. For the financial thing. A lot of these homemaker things tie into that wheel of life because that self-care, for me personally, when I have, like a candle or a flower, whatever makes me feel good about my home, that's like self-care for me because I don't know if any of you other ladies do this, and this sounds really cheesy, but like after I have cleaned my space or the home is clean, whether,
you feel so much better.
My husband and I clean it or whatever, like I feel better, but this sounds so corny, but I will just stand in the room and look at it because I know within the next 15 minutes, it might not look like that, first of all. It might go right back to chaos. So for those however many minutes, or even if it lasts a couple days or whatever, I look back at that space and I'm like, oh my God, this room looks so beautiful. Like I decorated the bathroom, meeting, like just got like bath mats, a shower curtain, and like this really pretty like clock. And I'll pass by the bathroom and I'll just stop. And I'll be like, I love you, bathroom. You are so nice. Because I mean, first of all, like it's a bathroom, you know, but I'm just like, you look so good, bathroom.
Right.
But yeah, so I feel like that helps my self-care because it makes me happy.
I feel like anything that's housemaking is keeping not only the environment, but everything functioning. So whether that's that, administrative or the budgeting finances.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I feel like for me, when, again, talking back at the top of the hour, we were chatting about poor eating and how that was just terrible. That was like one conversation we had. That really for me ties into like eating crappy makes me not want to do anything.
You feel crappy.
And also makes me not want to like do anything in my house or whatever. Thankfully like my husband will pick up my slack. But for the most part, I like to be the one to do what I got to do in the house because I know like I will add that womanly loving touch to it. So yeah, but I think we're already pretty much wrapped up. Again, what I was saying for January was we will continue our Thursday nights. We've got some new topics lined up that we're going to do that kind of the same thing, right, for the month of January.
We'll
announce. As soon as I get you those.
Yep.
We're going to do that, and it's going to be so much fun.
So come with your comments, discussion, the more the better, so we can keep the dialogue going.
Absolutely. So, all right. Well, thank you, ladies, so much for joining us and interacting. And
it's the new year next year, Adi, already. Ladies, are we ready?
2018. I have to get used to writing 2018.
I know.
It's nuts. It's crazy. So, yeah, everybody have a great night. We'll see you back here next Thursday
at 8 p.m. We'll see you in the new year. Have a good one.
Bye.
See ya, ladies.